Go ahead whenever you're ready. All right. Lush life where dreams come true. Don't we just love playing golf on those lush greens on the golf course? What about a luscious green lawn on a crisp summer day? And we can't forget the turf grass when we play our sports. But we have a huge problem. It takes massive amounts of water and fertilizer to keep those lawns green. All over the news reports, they're talking about conserving water. And not to mention the Ukraine and Russian war, those fertilizers prices went through the roof. So we're in a situation where our agriculture is now competing with our lawns and sod for water and fertilizer. So what are we gonna do? Are we gonna play golf or put food on the table? We have an eco-friendly solution here where mats can be placed directly underneath your lawn, and we can sell this product two ways. We can sell it with the mat by itself, or we can sell it with a mat totally integrated within the sod, which shows on the right upper corner. In the bottom corner, it shows the comparison of one plot has a constant supply of nitrogen, water, and a food source. You can tell the difference here. So what's the innovation? Well, my company, 4C, collects afro hair from barbershops. I cleanse and process it into mats, just like a carpet underneath your lawn. I don't have to use any chemicals to produce a super sod. The cost to make this product cost me about $4. I can turn around and sell it for about $10, and this is a fully patent technology. Feel free to ask me about my collection process afterwards. Let's grow green and live vibrant. We decrease 70% of water usage with this product. You're probably saying, how does that work? This product is so unique, it absorbs the moisture, then it slow releases it back to the lawn. We produce master root system, which could be potential safer side for players. I can save you money because you're using very little fertilizer. I increase microbial activity, and I decrease runoff from contamination, so we're not contaminating our aquifers. And the unique part about it, it serves as a fire bearer. Yes, we are creating fire-resistant lawns. You can see in the picture here, there's a difference. So how are we gonna bring this product to market? We can license this product to companies like Monsanto, who are seeking innovation to conserve water and decrease fertilizer. They turn around and they sell it to customers like landscapers, Home Depot, and Lowe's. They in turn sell it to the end users who are the homeowners in the golf course. We also can form partnerships with insurance companies who are now requiring homeowners to use fire-resistant material. My name is Chera Howard. I am pursuing a master's degree here at Auburn University in environmental science. I have over 30 years experience in this fiber, 10 years experience researching the fiber and agri use. Here at our research facility, at Auburn Turfgrass Research Facility, you can see a picture of Mammoth Sod, and we are very pleased with the results. So with this funding here at Auburn, we will revolutionize the sod and lawn industry. No, let me take that back. We will revolutionize agriculture business. Thank you. The floor is open now for any questions from the judges.
Super excited about this. Tell me about the collection process.
Well, I'm glad you asked, Mr. Preston. Our collection process is barbers will actually download our app on their phone. We will send the barbers prepackaged bins and bags. The courier service will actually pick up the product once the barber contacts my company through this app. I scale it and purchase it by the weight, and then I deposit money in their PayPal account for selling me their product.
Basically, they're trash. They're getting money for it.
Yeah.
You got it.
One man's trash.
Is another man's treasure. Any more questions?
Hi, Ms. Chera.
Hi.
Great presentation. I happen to work in an agricultural business, so I'm sure everyone was shocked to see me ask a question here. So in our facilities, obviously water, fertilizer, look, we felt it, right? At a massive premium. We grow in mediums that are typically used for water retention and sort of savings. How does this test compare to some of like the mushroom-based or rockwool-based or some of the other turfs that you'll see in indoor grow? Have you guys done any testing for, indoor grow facilities as far as performance, or is this mainly used for outdoor like grass?
Well, right now we're only doing outside because we're fighting the heat, the evaporation. When we apply 70% of the fertilizer, we're losing it. We're 70% that we apply to the soil. So if it's indoor, we're not facing those barriers. We're not facing the barriers with water because we're not in the sun. So our main concern now would be, the outside components that are really, sucking up our water and our fertilizer.
I got you. I still think it's incredibly interesting. We should talk.
I'm sorry.
I said I still think it's incredibly interesting. We'll talk. I'd still like to take a look at it, but this looks amazing. Congrats.
Awesome. Thank you. Ms. Brown?
I'm really curious. How did you come up with thinking, I'm going to take hair and put it under sod and it's going to solve this? How did you get from point A to B?
Okay. All right, listen up because I had to explain it about okay. Everybody, that's the main question. I have been a 30-year beautician. I started when I was very young. But the person that had natural hair, when I say natural in our culture, that means that it doesn't have any chemicals in it. So it's curly and it's bushy like. I couldn't dry it. So when she called for an appointment, I'd be like, no, I'm booked. But, so, and the funny thing about it, I started a farm, I think it was in 2017. It crashed because we hit that drought. Yeah. And I was thinking like, what can I do for water? It was just a no-win situation. Then the nitrogen part of it, because that's the main component of it, is the nitrogen. The nitrogen is inside that strand. So when I would apply a relaxer to a smoker, it would turn it green because the nitrogen would release. Well, that's what the lawn wants. So after the bacteria eats around from that cuticle, voila, we have nitrogen.
So necessity drove innovation. That's excellent. That's awesome.
Ms. Harrison?
Yes, wonderful pitch.
Thank you.
So I am in the construction and development industry. So have you looked at developing this alongside what the construction industry considers sustainable and environmental uses? So you can go into your municipalities, you can go into your institutional areas, and this can become what they call a best practices management, which means they would require that it be used by their contractors. Have you looked at that at all?
Yes, the NSF has contacted the company. We're actually partnering with Auburn as well on the fire side, on the construction side. It's showing, so far, one mat can withstand 5,000 degrees so far.
Well, they are always looking for product that they can use for institutional playgrounds for children, for turf, for sports facilities, and I just think there's a huge opportunity there for what you're doing.
Thank you. Miss.
Hey, that was awesome. Really innovative. So I guess my question would be is, what if you had, somebody like D.R. Horton said, they're like the largest home builder in the, in the country. If they said, hey, we want to use your product in every one of our houses, and they build 30,000 homes a year, would you be able to supply that much? I mean, do you have that much? Are you getting that much hair from the place? Does that make sense what I'm asking?
Yes, sir.
What's your ceiling?
Well, Mr. Malone, I collected for about 5 years, and I have to stop telling them, look, we're going to stop for a while. In our culture, our black men cut their hair every 4 to 5 days. It's our religion. You go to a shop Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, there was no standing room. It's something that we just have to do. We do it. So it was like bins after bin after bin until my garage couldn't hold anymore. So, yeah.
And then I have one other question. Is it so? How long does it last? So I assume you put it under like before you sod, right?
Yes.
And so how long does it last? Is it a year, 2 years? Is it not biodegradable? I don't know.
Yes, it's biodegradable. We're guessing it probably about 30 years because the bacteria only disintegrates the mat when the conditions are favorable. So that's like 7 months that they're going to work cold. When the grass go dormant, they're not working. So year after year, more than likely, we are looking at probably about 30 years plus, probably outlive. It's probably be in the soil. And then when it does disintegrate, it's going back into an organic manner, which is needed in the soil.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Yes, ma'am.
How would you use the money if you were to win?
Well, right now, me and Dr. Han are really thinking about using one of the football fields that we're not using and actually do plots for research. One of the main issues is the collection process. We want to get the collection process underway and then further our research because we are looking at this reaching many components. Football fields, out west where they need water and fire resistant material. So mainly the collection process is the main thing since Dr. Han feels like Auburn would donate the property for us to further and widen our research. Yes, sir.
So, so you target black barbershops, correct? With it?
Yes.
And so, if I get my hair cut at a black barbershop, would that would it mess something up, or I'm just getting at does a different kind of hair matter?
Well, it would not mess anything up if you're saying that. It's just with Caucasian hair, your cuticle is thicker, so it takes longer to break it down. Opposed to a fiber that holds much more water, easier to break down, and is a magnet to nitrogen. So also, another component is that in our culture, men and women don't get their hair did in the same location.
For sure, yeah.
Versus Caucasian women and men in the same location. So I was getting chemical hair mixed in, opposed to I could just get a natural biodegradable product and I'm just keep it moving.
Right. Where do you collect from all over the country, or?
No, I only just focus on areas like Montgomery, Selma. I mean, less than 1 mile radius, you might have 6 shops in 1 mile.
Did you do Birmingham at all?
I did go into Birmingham, just the very outer skirts. Then I think it was Greensboro, not far, because we did have enough supply.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome. Yes, ma'am.
So I'm coming from the branding side of this. What made you name it Mammoth? Because
when we pulled it up on the video, when we started pulling up the roots were so scraggly, it looked like a mammoth. So we just said, that's my creative side kind of sparking in. So we was like, hey, we're going to call it Mammoth Sod. So